All right, ladies and gentlemen, our official timekeeper from the IT department of the city of Decatur has told us it is 4 o'clock. The Board of Zoning and Adjustments of the city of Decatur is now in session. You are before the Board of Zoning and Adjustments today seeking special consideration to an ordinance based on special conditions, or the literal enforcement of an ordinance will result in an unnecessary hardship for you, or there has been an error in the enforcement of the ordinance. It will require 4 favorable votes from the board to approve any request presented today. Since there are only 4 members on the board, normally there are 5, you have the option of choosing to delay your hearing on this case until the November meeting. If you want to proceed, it will require all 4 of us to have a favorable vote in order to rule in your favor. Is there anyone here who chooses to wait until next month? Okay, then please come forward when your name is called and state your name and address and what you want this board to do. All cases will be called in the docketed order. Please call the roll.
Gio Allen. Here. Steve Thomas.
Present.
Larry Wade.
Present.
Chester Eric.
Present.
Are there any corrections to the minutes of last month's meeting?
No, sir, none noted.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
Mr. Chairman, I offer motion to approve the minutes from our previous session.
Is there a second?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, please call the first case.
Case number 1, application Bill Kerry Wiggins for a 15-foot rear yard setback variance from section 2510-10-2D of the zoning ordinance in order to build a house located at 205 Church Street Northwest, property located in the R3 single family zoning district.
Yes, I'm Kerry Wiggins, owner of the 205 property at Church Street, trying to build a house, and I'm looking for variances for the back setting.
Could you state your residence, your address?
That's at 1612 West Moulton Street.
And you're looking for a setback variance, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
In order to build a house on 205 Church Street Northwest.
Yes, sir.
Any questions from the board?
I didn't have any questions. It seemed pretty clear to me as for what he's asking.
And that is just a setback variance on the back of the property, is that correct?
Yes, because the front it has enough for the front. It's just the back that's off maybe 7 to 8 feet.
It seems that the need for the variance is because of the size of the house that you're planning to build on that lot, and perhaps the angle that you built it at. Is it because the house is too big, or the angle, or what?
Either that or the way, like, years ago, the city moved in on that property to widen Church Street out maybe 25, 30 years ago. So they took some feet in the front, so it kind of threw me off on my back.
Okay.
But we tried to angle the house facing the river and kind of corner toward the east. But either way, it was, and the east corner gave us like more variance. I think one was 15 and the other was like 18. And we went with the 18 to slant of the house.
Have you owned this piece of property for quite a while?
I have.
Okay. Any other questions from the board?
No question.
Are there any comments from the public? Comments from the building department? Comments from the planning department?
No comments.
Public testimony is now closed. There being no further comments, this appeal is presented to the board for its ruling. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I offer motion for the approval of the request as petitioned to us today.
I second the motion.
There's a motion and second. Any additional comments? Please call the roll.
Gio Allen.
Yay.
Steve Thomas.
Yes.
Larry Wade.
Yes.
Chester Eric.
Yes.
Been approved.
Thank you.
Sir.
Case number 2, application appeal of Joshua Wilson for a determination, or for a use permit appeal for a 6-foot side yard variance in section 2510.2D of the zoning ordinance in order to add exterior access stairs to convert attic space into usable space at 1843 West Brownstone Court, Southwest, property located in R6 Single Family Zoning District.
Hi, I'm Joshua Will-Susan.
Your address, please.
1843 Brownstone Court, Southwest.
And what do you want this board to do for you today, sir?
So it's a single-story unit. It's an end unit. It has an attic staircase. I just want to make it more accessible to add an exterior staircase up to that second story.
So you're looking for a setback variance of 6 foot?
Yes,
Side yard?
the platform that I want to build there is actually only 4 feet wide, but my understanding was that I needed to ask for a 6-foot variance because the zoning has changed since the property was originally built. It used to be a 10-foot variant, a 10-foot setback, and now it's 12, if I understand correctly.
Well, I think that setback is probably established when you make it a 2-story. When the second story is habitable space, then it becomes a 2-story building, and that requires a setback, I think.
That sounds correct, sir. Yes.
Okay. Now, so you're looking to build a staircase, or there's already a staircase there and you're gonna modify it? I don't quite
I'm
understand.
looking to build a staircase. Yeah.
Is there a staircase there on the outside?
There actually is. There was a misunderstanding when I pulled my permit.
Okay.
So
So you built a staircase?
yeah, I
Okay.
think I maybe jumped the gun on the permitting process. Yeah.
All right. Any other questions from the board?
No, sir.
Any comments from the public? Comments from the building department?
Comments?
Comments from the planning department? No comment. All right, public testimony is now closed. There being no further comments, this appeal is presented to the board for its ruling. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the
Second.
Have a motion and second. Please call the roll.
Stephen Thomas?
Yes.
Larry Wade?
Yes,
Chester Harris?
yes.
Joe Allen?
you've been approved.
Thank you.
I would just encourage you,
Yeah, it's
learn the process.
learn the process, yes,
It
sir.
is.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Case number 3, application for Mary Albro for a use permit on appeal for section 25, or from section 2510-2E for an 11-foot, 11.2 rear yard setback variance in order to place a 12-foot by 15-foot metal carport located at 1536 Georgetown Court, southwest.
Mary Albro, 1536 Georgetown Street, Southwest. And I just need an 11.2 setback variance to build a metal carport on my property.
Questions from the board?
No, it's kind of straightforward.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You're not gonna close in this, it's gonna be a totally
it's just
open
a-
carport,
Totally.
just like a metal tent, with
Metal.
no sides.
No.
Okay? Any comments from the public? Comments from the building department?
No comment.
Comments from the planning department? No comment. All right, public testimony is now closed. There being no further comments, this appeal is presented to the board for its ruling.
Mr. Chair, I offer motion for the approval of the request from Ms. Albro as presented here today.
Do I have a second?
I second the motion.
Please call the roll.
Larry Wade?
Yes?
Chester Harris?
Yes.
Joe Allen?
Yay.
Stephen Thomas?
Yes.
Okay, you've been approved. And something I should have said at the beginning, if I can insert that, once you've presented your case and we've voted on it, you're free to go. You don't have to stay. You're welcome to stay if you want. But I failed to mention that at the beginning. Next case, Bob?
Application to appeal Letco Medical LLC for an appeal of administrative decision from section 2511 of the zoning ordinance on operated warehouse located at 1801 Beltline Road, Suite 410. Property is located in the B4 Regional Shopping Business District.
So, good afternoon. My name is Gabe Peluso, 1316 Commerce Drive, Decatur, Alabama. We, Letco Medical, have been around Decatur since about 1983 and have been fortunate to grow rapidly over the past couple of years, so we've run out of room. We're currently in the process of building or designing a 85,000 square foot warehouse that will be somewhere in Decatur, we hope, over the next 3 years. But in the interim, we need temperature controlled warehouse space. And as you guys probably know, in Decatur, that's very hard to find. So we got creative, and we found the spot, the old Bed Bath & Beyond building in the Decatur Mall, which is available to us, but it's not zoned properly. So we're asking that we get a temporary variance to use that spot as a warehouse for 3 years until we get our new facility constructed.
Okay, any questions from the board?
Well, from our understanding, you're asking for an administrative decision, but from what we understand from our board, that what you're asking for is just not allowed, sir. So, and I don't think, that's just what I understand.
So you're asking, this is an appeal of an administrative decision that's already been made, correct?
No, so I went to the building department to get the power transferred for the building, and I was informed that it wasn't zoned properly, and that I would have to attend this meeting to request a variance from the current zoning. So there has not been a decision made that I'm aware of administratively. It's just that the property is currently not zoned the way that we need it to be.
Okay,
But we can't change the zone.
so, and under the current zoning laws and ordinances, Bob, is there under any use permitted that would fit in what he's described today?
Not in the B4.
Not in the B4 in our ordinances, okay?
It's not use permitted or permitted on the field, or,
It's just not permitted.
yeah, if it's not permitted or permitted on the field, it's prohibited. That's why they wouldn't let him get his power turned on. It's just
All
something
right.
that he had to make the utility off, because we've said no. You can't
Okay.
do that there.
Do you understand what he's explaining? The ordinance doesn't allow
I mean, I don't. I
your
didn't
use
talk to him
even
directly,
under,
I don't think.
under
It's Tom.
an appeal. Tom, you want,
Yeah.
It was an administrative decision to deny, it's not a use permitted in a B4 zoning district. And this is his due course, his
okay,
due process, if you will. But it was a denied because it was not allowed.
okay,
It's not allowed.
Because you can't put a warehouse in a build, in that B4 area. A warehouse cannot be there.
This is actually a use prohibited.
But it's prohibited, meaning not
Specifically
allowed.
states that businesses licensed under the Deferred Presentment Services Act and/or Pawn Shop Act and/or Dealers in Gold or Precious Items Act, and any type use not permitted or permitted on appeal. So it's actually a use prohibited because it's not allowed as a use permitted or permitted on
all
appeal.
right, thank you, Counselor. Are there any comments from the public? Comments from the building department?
No comments.
Comments from the planning department?
No comments.
Public testimony is now closed. There be no further comments. This appeal is presented to the board for its ruling. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I offer motion for the approval of the request for LAPCO Medical to be used as a warehouse there. I offer motion for the approval of the administrative decision. I offer motion for the approval for the item that's presented for us here today.
All right. And do I have a second?
I second the motion.
All right. Please call the roll.
Chester Harris,
No.
Larry Wade,
No?
Gio Allen,
Yay.
Stephen Thomas.
No.
Sorry, you've been denied.
Okay, so what's my next step? Or is there a next step?
There's no next step in using that property.
Well, he can appeal this decision to the circuit court.
Oh, okay. Yes. You can appeal to the circuit court this decision.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Bob. I'd forgotten that. Call the next case.
It's prohibited.
Application and appeal of Dwayne Eddy for INW LLC from section 2511 of the zoning ordinance of Order located at 1317 14th Avenue Southeast. Property is located in MC Medical Zone District.
Dwayne Eddy, I'm here for INW LLC. Basically, we have a building that's in the medical district, and we have a prospective renter that is that runs a hair salon. And so we've been advised to ask for an exception because with the hair salon, she has a lot of clients that are across the street in assisted living. And there's some other things that she does as far as medical, dealing with cancer patients and that sort of thing. So that was,
And for the record, could you give us your address?
the address of the building is 1317 14th Avenue Southeast.
And actually, we need your address, the presenter. Dwayne
Okay,
Eddy.
yes, it's 297 Herring Road, Hartsville, Alabama.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Are there any questions from the board concerning this case? Any comments from the public? Any comments from the building department? Comments from the planning department? As testimony, public testimony is now closed. There being no further comments, this appeal is presented to the board for its ruling. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chair, I offer motion for the approval of the request presented to us today.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Please call the roll.
Gio Allen,
Yes.
Stephen Thomas,
Yes.
Larry Wade,
Yes,
Chester Harris.
Yes.
been approved.
Case number 6, application appeal Samuel T. Sharp for a use permitted on appeal from section 2512 of the zoning ordinance in order to have a group home located at 1306 Somerville Road Southeast. Property is located in MC Medical.
Hello, I'm Samuel Sharp. My address is 305 County Road 444, Hillsborough, Alabama. And I would like to try to make this house that's inside, it's a residential home inside a medical center district. I'd like to try to make it into a group home.
Okay, and the address that we're dealing with here that you want to turn into this type of a residential home is 1306 Somerville Road?
Yes, sir.
Do I have questions from the board?
So you share that this is going to be a group home. Can you share what type of people will be living at the home?
Handicapped.
Handicapped people? Okay.
I can't remember what all she said. I talked with the lady that's wanting to rent it from me, but it's M&M is the people that's wanting to rent it from me if I can get it set up.
Okay, so what you're sharing is that you will not be the person actually running the facility. You are the property owner, is what you're sharing.
That is correct. I'll be providing housing for them, and they will lease from me.
All right, and the question that I'm asking now is that this is you're asking for a residential use of this group home, meaning that the people will just live there. They're not particularly requiring medical assistance.
That is correct. There will be some of the people that's there that will need medical assistance.
Do you have a better definition of what medical assistance mean? Because when I think of you're asking for a residential use of a group home, but then now you almost sound like a rehab facility or a nursing home, is what you almost sound like.
Yes, sir, it's close. And I was looking that up, and synonyms are the same for both, and I don't really know how. Maybe my approach was,
Well,
it was not supposed to be convoluted in any way. My
Yes, sir.
approach was to be, I want to turn the house into a assisted living type group home. But it's medical center and a nursing home, and that type home actually offer health care or help for people. So I don't know. I would like to see it residential. I think it would be easier for me if it was that way.
well,
So the clients are living there, they stay there, correct?
They do stay there. They'll be living there. Yeah.
You know how many residents M&M Group Homes plan to have there?
3.
Okay,
It's a three-bedroom house.
Yeah.
Three.
3-bedroom, 3-bath, is that correct?
That is correct, yes, sir.
Any other questions from the board?
Residential use of a group home would, I believe, would mean that the people would be able to, that you would not plan on medical care. And when please understand, medical care to me is the things associated with a nursing home and things like that. Because a group home is, it's a residence. Is what you're asking. Is what my interpretation what you're
Yes, sir.
asking for.
Yes, sir. That is
And so that's just living there as. And I do understand what you mean when you say handicap, but then no medical, like whatever you would expect at a nursing home is what I'm understanding.
Yes, sir, I think you're correct. It's my understanding that the people that actually stay with the residents are not nurses or doctors.
Okay.
I think they're people that sit with them to assist them in any
Oversee.
way they need for bathing or
Understood.
food or whatever, but I don't think they're nurses or doctors.
Well, we would need to make sure
But
that
they do provide physical care for them as well,
They do.
in that sense.
Yes, sir.
Meals, protecting, transportation.
Yes, sir.
All right. Any other questions from the board? Any comments from the public? Comments from the building department? Comments from the planning department? Public testimony is now closed. There being no further comments, this appeal is presented to the board for its ruling.
Mr. Chair, I offer motion to approve the residential use for a group home in the medical center district as stated here in public testimony.
Do I have a second?
Second motion.
Please call the roll.
Stephen Thomas,
Yes.
Larry Wade,
Yes.
Justin Harris,
Yes.
Joe Allen.
Been approved.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Case number 7, application to build Decatur Morgan Hospital for the following variances in order to install 9-foot tall, 90-square-foot on-premise directional signs located at 12001 7th Street Southeast. Property is located in MC Medical Center District. For sign A, on the corner of 7th and 14th, and 6-foot height variance, 86-square-foot area variance, and 20-foot setback variance. Sign B needs a 69-foot height variance, 86-square-foot area variance, and a 20-foot setback variance.
Kelly Powers.
Eric Brenner.
Addresses.
Decatur Morgan Hospital, 1201 7th Street.
Both of y'all.
Okay.
Does anything get
So
address?
what we're asking for is a variance to add additional on-premise directional signage due to the growth of our community. We've experienced an influx of patients and new physicians, and we've picked up at our Plaza 2 on our campus has added the DOC services, which has also brought on several new patients and physicians. And with that expansion, we're looking to add these directional signages on the corner of 7th and 14th and 8th and 14th to help with the assistance, to get to these buildings ultimately for the patients and the public.
Okay, any questions from the board? Any comments from the public? Comments from the building department?
No comments.
Comments from the planning department?
The only thing I'm curious about is, could you go back to the picture? Yes, is it gonna be where precisely?
This is the 7th and 14th.
Yes.
This one, there's a sign that's not shown at the moment right there where that, if you could go back to that picture. There's an existing sign already there. This should be the 8th. This is 8th and 14th.
Yeah, you'll see so this is so you'll see the sidewalks here, and that's all, this is on 7th, and this is 14th. So the property line is in behind that sidewalk a little bit, and then there'll be 6 foot back from that, and 12 foot off of that property line, which is right here. It'll be 12 foot, and it'll be in their area, so it'll be
It's gonna be
probably right in here.
Yeah, back toward this flower bed right here. We're gonna have to clear some of those trees out right there. They'll go right about here. Is what it should Yeah, there's a sign that's already there from the previous
Yeah.
variance. It's just a little different. It's not a cube sign like we're asking for.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
And then this one will set roughly, it's hard to see right around there, but,
I'll go back to that. There's that little dollar. So, I guess there's the.
it's gonna be somewhere right, probably about close to where this sign is, the edge of it, and close to this curve.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other comments from the planning department?
No, sir.
Public testimony is now closed. There being no further comments, this appeal is presented to the board for its ruling. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chair, I offer motion for the approval of the request from Decatur Morgan Hospital as presented here today in public testimony.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I second the motion.
Please call the roll.
Larry Way,
Yes?
Chester Harris,
Yes.
Gio Allen,
Yay.
Stephen Thomas.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Case number 8, application to fill a B&B sign and lighting maintenance court for a use, for a variance from section 2577E2 for a 16.31 square foot area variance from section, in order to install additional signage to the building located at 1101 Beltline Road, Southeast, located in M1A.
Jordan Hanley, B&B. Our address is 2015 Seminole Drive, Huntsville. And I'm just looking, I think we're trying to get a, like you said, a 16.31 square foot additional variance for the Vetco sign that's going up alongside with Petco that we just installed maybe less than 6 months ago.
Okay, you said your name was?
Jordan Hanley. I'm here on behalf of Tony. He couldn't make it with B&B Sign and Lighting.
Counselor, what do we do about that? His name's not on the application. He said he's here on behalf of Tony Johnson.
Can you get Mr. Johnson on the phone to give us permission to have you represent him?
Or is he on the application right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jennifer and Tony are on the application, but you're not.
Okay,
So-
I'm an employee with them.
Well, but we have to have his authorization.
Okay.
That you can represent them.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it's a matter of procedure.
No, you're good. I just installed the sign. They just asked me to do it.
Okay.
Got to put them on speaker for you here.
Yes, we need. Use the microphone.
That's fine.
I'm at this meeting. They need your permission for me to represent you.
Yeah, get your permission, yep.
And what's your name?
My name is Mark Johnson.
Is Mark and Tony the same person?
Yeah, my middle name's Anthony. I couldn't have been a phony.
We just needed to have verification before we could proceed. Thank you, Tony.
All right, thank you, sir.
Counselor, is that sufficient?
Yeah, he'll need to
Sign here.
sign and he'll have to redo, we'll have to get his signature on the application.
We can do that after we get.
Okay. All right. Any questions from the board on this sign request?
No, it's pretty clear. That's all.
Any comments from the public? Comments from the building department? Comments from the planning department?
No comment.
Testimony is now closed. There being no further comments, this appeal is presented to the board for its ruling. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I offer motion for the approval of the request for B&B sign and lighting variance for the Vetco as presented here in public testimony.
Is there a second?
Second the motion.
Please call the roll.
Gio Allen. Stephen Thomas.
Yes.
Larry Wade.
Yes?
Chester Harris.
Yes.
Okay, I need to take care of the application, please.
Print your name and sign dates.
We need to have the applicant and the representative both say it's okay for him to be the representative, not just him say it's okay. Yes, they have to initial the paperwork then too. That's what, we have to make sure he gets them to do it, because he can't do it.
Okay. Do I need to get my office lady to send it over?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They can
Please.
send us that copy.
Okay,
But
then
I'm
we-
pretty sure they emailed it.
Okay, yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Counselor Bob. Appreciate your help.
Case number 9, application appeal of Chavez and Natasha Shire. Yeah.
Yes.
Aldridge for a use permitted on appeal section for a 14-foot front yard setback variance from section 2510-10-2C in order to build a new house located at 602 Church Street Northwest. Property is located in R3 single family zoning district.
Okay, I'm Matthew Ferguson from Compass Homes. We're the builder for John Tez and DeShonda. So I'm representing them today. I just got off the phone if I need them. My name's on the bottom of the application if it works. Okay.
You're good.
All right, very good. So we're asking for a setback. They're on Church Street, more or less mimicking all the rest of the homes on the street. We do have a little bit larger home with a garage that sits forward. We wanted to level that up with the neighbor and then the house to extend in behind it. But we need to scoot that house up in order for John Tez and DeShonda to potentially have a garage behind them in the future.
Are there any questions from the board?
No question from me, Mr. Chairman.
Comments from the public? Comments from the building department?
No comment.
Comments from the planning department?
No comment.
Now, public testimony is now closed. There being no further comments, this appeal is presented to the board for its ruling. Do I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I have a motion for the approval.
Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
Please call the roll.
Terry Wade,
Yes.
Chester Harris,
Yes.
Hugh Adams,
Yay.
Stephen Thomas.
Yes.
Approved. Thank you.
Nope.
Any
After
other
this
business?
December, Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Would like to get in our records that we will not meet in December, our scheduled meeting in December, and ask that we delay that meeting until January.
So we're going to cancel the scheduled meeting for December. I believe it's the 27th. We'll have a meeting in November, and the next one will then be in January.
Yes, sir.
Any questions on that? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Mr. Chairman, I have a motion. Oh, who closed?
I have, Charles Roden, representing Jackie Letson, son of seasonal produce up here at Ken's Hamburger.
Oh.
I guess that's the administrative.
I don't know.
Yeah, Jackie didn't have, we called Jackie and told him he didn't have to show up, he was fine.
I just sitting out in the truck waiting on me right now, so he one brought me up there.
Yeah, he didn't have to show up anymore at these meetings. This is
Oh, okay.
administrative deal now.
All right, so he's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell him thank you.
Sorry.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry you sat through this.
That's all right.
That's all right.
All right, yeah, we do that every year.
Yes.
All right, so I have a motion to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion is carried. We are adjourned.
Before we,
Yes.
did someone second the motion to move the meeting? Or was there just a motion?
To
Well,
amend the meetings?
to move
To
the
move
meeting.
the meeting.
Me.
Okay.
He
You made the
moved, but
motion?
who, did someone second it?
I did.
Okay. I just want to make sure I didn't miss it. I thought someone did, but then I was like, I didn't have a name.
I said it kind of fast. Is it
That's
all second
fine.
that? All those in favor?
That's great. Perfect.